So we are officially a few days into the global release of Apex Legends Mobile. I didn't want to go ahead and be like every other YouTuber and just hop on the best sensitivity, best HUD right out the gate on first day. Yes, of course, it's going to take everybody a few days to really learn and get used to their HUDs, and by now I feel like most of us are at a point where we figured it out and know exactly what type of sensitivities and HUD are for us and our playstyle, or some of us are still struggling and need a little bit of direction. Starting off, auto firing. Make sure that's off. Left fire button on. One tap ADS and fire off. Bolt action sniper mode, tap to fire. Semi-auto shotgun mode, tap to fire. ADS mode, tap to fire as well. But a lot of iPad players do end up having the ADS button rotates camera mode on, i.e. Sonho. His video actually goes over this slightly, and I assume most iPad players do have this turned on. For iPhone players, I do recommend to have this button turned off. Into more options, aim assist on. Like Sonho said in his video, don't be at a disadvantage, make sure you got it on. Third person, not for us, we don't play like that. Auto open doors, make sure that's off. You always want to be using doors for cover. It is always going to be more effective to have this on off. Auto open chest, have this on, way easier and eliminates a button for you. Weapon auto cycle on empty, so I have this on just so I don't get into a pinch where I think I have a shot left. It just automatically brings out my next weapon. Continuous throwing, have this off. Tactical ability release mode, so we tested this out on quick and I personally don't like it. It's not controllable and the cancel button for your tactical is actually removed completely. Ultimate use method as well. We tested this out on quick and it's not good. You really don't know where you're gonna place it or what your limit or range is, so have these both on classic. Allow squad mate control when offline, so this is only useful if you are playing in a 3-man squad, 2-man squad, whatever it is. If you're soloing, have this off. Moving into gameplay, joystick triggers auto run, so we actually have this at its maxed out point so we don't accidentally put this on and mess up our movement. We'll be going over this more when we go over the HUD. Crouching controls, so we have this on tap. Most of our buttons, to about 90% of them, are going to be tapped to do anything. Side jump control, classic. You can make this easy, it's really up to your personal preference. I found that classic is much better for iPhone. Use the crouch button to rotate the camera. I have this off. I know a lot of iPad players and Sonho's video, they definitely do recommend having this, and I would recommend putting this on if you do play iPad, bigger screens, tablets, anything like that. Personally, for our size of phones and just handheld devices like iPhones, it's gonna be better to have this off so you can only turn with your thumbs. Use the jump button to rotate the camera. Also have this off. It's gonna be the same thing like I said, it's just more effective for you to have dedicated buttons or thumbs, fingers for those dedicated specific movements. Climbing control mode, I have this on classic. A lot of people do have this on easy. I just like it to be on classic. Most things I'm going to use are going to be on classic. Climbing prompt, have this off. If you want to have it on, have it on. I don't really see why you need help climbing. Moving into zipline button settings. So we actually have this on display just so we can use that button inside of our HUD. Riding on a zipline, we have this on single tap. Double tap is pretty annoying. Off, we might as well. Vertical zipline interact button, we do have this off, and the vertical zipline directional tips we have off. We don't need to see whether or not we're going up or down. We can tell by the way we're looking typically all the time. Auto turn on vertical ziplines, have this off. I don't find it useful. You want to be looking whatever direction you want to be looking, not whatever the game wants you to. Assisted zipline floor landing, have this off. I don't really see what it was useful having it on, if I'm being real. Did really nothing for me, so if you do know what it does, let me know. Moving into items, we're going to be having smart health item recommendation off. Toggle to use items, we have this on. Continuously use health items, always have this off. Continuously use shield battery, always off. So our attachment backup is put on, but we really don't have anything auto picking up just because we'd rather specifically pick up loot than have it automatically pick up things and put it into our inventory. I know this is customizable in the sense of you can have it pick up 8 shield cells, 4 syringes, only ammo, only this. A lot of those are useful, but for me, I find going through my own gear is what I like to do. So pick up, we have take damage automatically closes death box, have that off. Switch item mode, have it tap. Hold to toggle interval, always have that on short. Auto pickup, so we have this off. Personal preference here, if you want to have it on and you want to set all of those settings up, go ahead and do it. Like I said, we like to go through our loot ourselves and pick what we want out of the batch. But as you can see, you do have the option to preset any of the automatic pickups that you want. So we have auto ping enemies off, we have auto ping items off. We do have double tap the screen to ping. I find this more useful than a ping button, might as well use it like that. Battlefield info, mini map rotation off, map radar alert on, crosshair radar alert on. Show Legends avatar when aiming at a target, 100% on. Low ammo notification, have this on, and damage number display both. Damage crosshair is crosshair with shield icon. Incoming damage feedback is 2D, 3D, and edge. Now that we've went over most of the basics, the gameplay, all of that, we're going to be pushing into the sensitivities. So our overall sensitivity scale is 175% with a vertical sensitivity scale of 90%. Fixed speed, of course. Aim and fire. Linked sensitivity adjustments. So we actually played for about an hour or two with this on, tested it out, and we have found that having this off is much better, and you can just really combo with different type of aiming sensitivities, firing sensitivities, movement sensitivities, and it just doesn't affect everything the way that you think it would. If you want to even something out with having something at 115 and something at 105, kind of in the middle at 110, you're actually allowed to do that. FPP without ADS. We have 105% aiming and 105% shooting. Third person, we don't really care, so we have this at whatever it was when we started. Iron sights, 1 optic ADS. We have a 65% aiming and shooting. 2 times optic settings, we have a 60%, 60% shooting aiming. 3 times 50 and 50 aiming and shooting. 4 times 50 and 50 aiming and shooting. 6 times 35% and 35% aiming and shooting. 8 times 40 and 40, 10 times 65 and 65. Free camera, we have this sitting at 150% focus. FPP free camera focus is off. Third person free camera focus is off as well. Ordnance sensitivity set at 125% and legend throwing ability sensitivity at 135%. Moving to the graphics and audio part, we have our graphics set to HD and our frame rate set to very high, recommended on one and HD on the other. Adaptive smoothing is off, display FPS is on, FPP FOV is set at 110, graphic style post effect is classic, dynamic shadows on, non-standard screen UI adjustment 0.16 because iPhones are rounded, anti-aliasing off, refraction quality on, bloom off, vegetation on. Moving straight into the HUD layout, guys. So in my opinion, this is the best HUD layout for iPhone players, especially if you are playing on any iPhone that is an iPhone 11 XR, 12, 13 Pro Max, anything like that. This is going to be the HUD layout for you. We have our fire button, our jump button, our open and close door. We have our ordnance as well as our shield and health. We have our reviving as well as cancel bar, and our auto sprint, like I was saying at the beginning of the video, is maxed out to the top right underneath our slide button, so we don't accidentally activate that while running, moving, or fighting. Also, our sprint button is at the center of our joystick, so the moment we push forward, we are always going to be running. And a little cameo shout out over to HUD Mobile. We ended up putting our vision sight at the center, making our own reticle. As you guys can see, we only have 1 fire button, 1 ADS button, 1 jump button, 1 side button, 1 button for everything. We don't need 10, 15 other buttons to do one thing. At the top middle of our screen, we have our settings, our chat, our microphone, our text, our emotes, our 4x2, MS, FPS, map, ring closing, squads, kills, damage, everything like that. At the right side of our screen, we have our ping button, cancel button, tactical, ADS, jump, reload, switch between ordnance throwing, long or short, ultimate, quick backpack, and backpack, pickup, and everything like that. We have our joystick at the bottom left, and our bottom right is completely empty to focus on camera angle and view.